Do you struggle coming up with ideas for Instagram captions that are going to engage your followers and result in more likes and comments on your posts? Then keep on watching, because today I'm going to share 10 caption ideas that are going to help build community on your Instagram profile. Hey, my name's Katie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have a new filming location. As you can see, I got a hammock swing in my house. How fun is that? Here on my channel, I love to talk all things Instagram, YouTube, filmmaking, freelance, and sometimes travel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. I post twice a week. Before we dive into the caption ideas, I wanted to mention that if you haven't seen my video about writing captions that create engagement, then you're going to want to check that out up here, because that dives deep into the structure of writing a caption that's going to A, grab the attention of your follower, and B, keep them to the very end and inspire them to write a comment. That being said, once you have that structure down and you know how to write these captions, these ideas will give you some inspiration on what to write about. Caption idea number 1, introduce yourself. This might seem obvious because, of course, your Instagram profile is about you, but maybe it's not. Maybe you have a theme account, or it's for your business or your brand. Maybe you're a photographer or some other kind of freelancer that's using Instagram to advertise your services, but you probably don't realize just how many people are following you that don't really know who you are. We always assume that people who are following us have been with us for the entire journey, but the truth is people are constantly joining you midway through your journey. Somebody who started following you last week might have no idea what your favorite food is or what you like to do for fun. All they might know about you is that you're a wedding photographer. And everybody underestimates the significance of having that personal connection with your followers, but it's actually so important. So take the time, post a nice headshot or some other kind of cute photo of yourself, and write a little introductory bio telling your followers about yourself. It gives them something to connect with, and you never know, there might be some similarities there that people really latch onto, making them an even more loyal follower of your account. Number 2, answer the question, what would you teach your audience if you knew that they would listen? I think this is a great question because to me, it really digs deep into what you're all about and what you're trying to teach people, share with people. What is your message that you're sharing with your Instagram account? Dive deep straight into the message of it, and don't worry about whether or not people are going to see it, or psych yourself out by saying, I'm just writing an Instagram post, not that many people are going to see it. Write what really matters to you nonetheless, and the people who will see it will connect with you all the more because of it. Number 3, answer why did you get started doing what you do? Again, along the same vein of the introduction of yourself, a lot of people following you might not know why you wanted to get into wedding photography or real estate or fashion design. Whatever it is that you do and you share about on your Instagram profile, share with your followers why you started doing that. It gives people a frame of reference of your background, where you're coming from, and why you do what you do, and it helps them connect with you further. It also gives you some level of authority if you share, I got into fashion design because I've loved it since I was 13 years old. I went to school and studied it and did this internship. You know what I mean? You can tell a story that really shows the reason why you're doing what you do, and people will take you more seriously because you shared your background. And even if you aren't an expert in whatever you want to share about, if you have a really strong story, inspiration, and motivation behind the kind of content that you share, people are going to connect with it more because they know why you're so passionate about it. Number 4, share a time that you failed. This is a tough one. A lot of us don't want to share about our failures on social media. We only want to talk about the times that we had success stories. Everybody's Instagram is a highlight reel. You don't see photos of people with messy hair or ketchup on their face. But it's precisely that kind of content that makes someone stop scrolling and find interest in what you're doing, because you're practicing this radical honesty and vulnerability that you don't often see online. I tried out this caption idea when I wrote about a failed business that I had in university. I tried starting an online course business teaching people how to take better blog photos way back when I was in my second year. And for a lot of reasons that I now understand as a business owner, it didn't work out. And this could be something that I'm embarrassed about and that I never talk about, but instead I choose to turn it into a learning moment that I can share with people. And it's amazing how many people commented saying, the same thing happened to me, or I've been through that before, or wow, every failure is really just a life lesson. You've learned so much from that. So don't be afraid to share a moment that you failed and therefore learned something. Number 5, share about a time that you felt imposter syndrome and how you got past it. No matter what industry or field that you're in, everybody feels imposter syndrome at some point. You feel like, how did I get this far? I must be fooling all these people. They don't know that I'm really not that qualified, but really, you are qualified. This can manifest itself in different ways, in different parts of life, in different parts of business, and in different careers. So whatever specific spot you're in, you can share a unique story about why you felt imposter syndrome and then how you got over it, and it might be able to help somebody who's following you. And this also ties into that radical honesty and vulnerability that'll make people really connect with you. Number 6, share a success story that you had recently. It's not all about sadness and talking about your weaknesses, I promise. In this one, I want you to share something that you really succeeded at. This is great because it shows people that you are confident and that you're not scared to talk about yourself. I mean, of course, we can't be if we're making Instagram profiles about ourselves. But sometimes I think personally, I struggle with really leaning into that vulnerability, and then I feel like I'm almost just complaining all the time, and I definitely don't want it to look like that. So it's good to sprinkle in some successes. And when people know the difficult times you've had, they've read about your failures and your imposter syndrome, when you share a success, they're all the more likely to celebrate with you. So this is a great chance to be confident, celebrate yourself, and share something that went really well for you in the last little while. Number 7, share something that you wish you would have learned sooner. This is a great one because so many of us in our various creative work and fields take a long time to learn what we're best at. For me, it took 10 years to grow my YouTube channel to the point where I actually have some interaction and community, and I learned a lot in that decade of creating videos and spending time on social media. Because of that experience, I'm able to share some things that I wish I would have known way back in 2010 and 2011 when I was struggling so much with my YouTube channel. And this is especially awesome because there's very likely to be some followers who are reading your content that are at that stage in their journey that you were when you wish you would have known what you're sharing. So it can be very helpful to them to make their journey move a little faster so they don't have to struggle as much as you did. And that's what it's all about. Number 8, share something that you feel really confident about and how you became confident in it. This might look like sharing a creative skill that you are particularly good at and how you taught yourself or how you learned from somebody else and how you came to this place of being really confident about it. This might be how you became confident in your appearance or in your body, or how you became confident with your public speaking. Whatever it is, a feature about yourself or a skill, this is a great story to tell that will not only be educational to people, it might give them some good tips about how they can build up their confidence in whatever area you're speaking on. And it also shares a part of yourself that was once, a little uncertain and then became the confident you that you are today. So it's an emotional story and it's also a little bit educational. Really what this does is it can give followers hope that they can also become confident in whatever that they are struggling in, because you're showing your transformation journey of starting out in something and not being that great at it and eventually becoming the expert you are today. Number 9, share a trick that you know and that'll be really useful for your followers. I love this educational piece on Instagram, and I think that people don't do it very often because it is kind of hard to execute. If you dive into a full-on tutorial in your caption, people probably aren't going to read it because people go on Instagram for that inspiration, the storytelling, and not necessarily for a how-to. But I think that you can still share those useful educational pieces, and if you write it in the right way, people are going to take it away like a story and be super pumped because they also learned something. So I would stick to sharing quick hacks or little tricks rather than going into an in-depth step-by-step process of how you do what you do. But I think this is great because it shares your expertise, so it makes your followers see you as an expert, and they also learn a little something that could be interesting to them. So as an example, I would share something super quick like, if you're taking a photo for Instagram, make sure to use the back-facing camera instead of the selfie camera because it's going to look a lot crisper. Here's an example A and B of what they look like side by side. Oh my gosh, have I had this in the video the whole time? Guys, I can't believe I've been talking to you for 15 minutes and my microphone's been in this. We're just gonna ignore that, I hope. It's really great if your trick has some visuals in it because that is going to demonstrate it even better, and people walk away with a nice little educational tidbit from their Instagram scrolling, which is awesome. Number 10, share something that you are grateful for. I think this is a great practice in general because it's always good to count your blessings and think about the things that you should be grateful for, just on like a personal level, but it's also good for your followers to see that you appreciate where you are and that you feel really lucky and you feel really happy to have the success that you've had, and it is kind of a demonstration to your followers that they can do the same, and it makes you just feel better about where you are in life if you practice gratitude and gratefulness for the things that have happened. And it also gives you an opportunity to share another success or something good that happened in your life, but frame it within the bounds of gratitude, and it's kind of a nicer way to share a success story than just like humble bragging. But I think it's okay to humble brag every once in a while, but if you frame something within the attitude of gratitude, it'll come off better to people, and I think it'll be more relatable and people will like you more if you're grateful, because that's a good quality. And those are my 10 Instagram caption ideas that I think will help you to form some really great pieces of content that people are going to connect with and really feel like they know you after reading them, which like they will kind of know you. That's the thing. I don't ever want it to seem like when I'm teaching about how to create content for Instagram that it's about manipulating people or making people think that they know you or strategically changing people's emotions. Definitely there are some people that treat Instagram like that. There are lots of people out there using social media and really like almost clinically manipulating the way they behave in order to make people like them. That's not what this is about. This is about clearly communicating yourself to your followers so they can get to know you better. People often complain about social media that it's fake and that you're like tricking people into thinking that you're their friend, but that's not true if you actually are a friend to people. So share about yourself honestly, respond to comments, not because it's good in the algorithm, but because you actually want to get to know people and be kind to people and encourage other people. Respond to your DMs and build a genuine community so that all of this work is not about manipulating people into thinking you like them and that they should like you, but because you actually do have a connection and like each other. So that's my rant for today. Anyway, I hope you found this video useful. I hope that you like my new swing because I think I'm going to make a few videos in it. Let me know if you have any questions about today's video in the comments below, or if you have any future videos you'd like to see from me, definitely let me know. Before you go and check out this video about how to write captions that encourage comments. I'm sure some of you have seen this video but haven't seen that one yet, so make sure you go watch that. Before you go, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. Like I said, I post twice a week and I wouldn't want you to miss it. As always, I hope you're having adventures and following your dreams, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!